In Good Shape, your weekly dose of health information on Deutsche Welle. Find out more about what's new in medical treatment, alternative medicine, as well as nutrition, wellness, and beauty. Medical professionals, therapists, and counselors are in our studio to offer their expert advice on In Good Shape.
And today, Dr. Rainer Stange is here with me in the studio. He's from the Immanuel Krankenhaus in Berlin, and he's a specialist for natural healing and, yes indeed, home remedies. Dr. Stange, welcome to the show. I'm a GP by myself, and when I go to my office in the morning, there's a crowd of patients. So why is, at least in Germany, that patients go and see their doctors so often and not use home remedies any longer?
Well, that's a tendency probably in all Western countries, not only in Germany, but there are data that prove that our people go to doctors very, very often. And of course, you know, the tradition is not given from one generation to the other about home remedies. That's one problem. In the old times, everybody has a large book about home remedies in their household and was trying to apply some of them. This has vanished more or less, I think. That's a problem. Yeah.
And is it all marketing from pharmaceutical companies? Or where's it
Not
from?
only, I would say. It's only, you know, generations don't live that close together anymore. But many people, of course, want to rediscover home remedies, and we support this.
And are there any limits when it comes to home remedies? When should I absolutely see a doctor and don't go into my kitchen and use my grandmother's home remedies?
Well, of course, there are what we call alarm signals, you know, and there are certain situations where you can easily identify them, like when you have cough with blood, everybody knows that, or you have diarrhea for 1 week or longer, you know, that's not good. And of course, then further diagnostics may be appreciable, yes.
So we received a lot of mail. So all our viewers from all over the world sent us in their personal tips. So just let's start with one. Hanifa Hava from Iran said, 1 cup of grated carrot in the morning, an hour before breakfast, for 4 to 5 days, should be good for diarrhea and a stomach bug. What do you say about that?
I haven't heard it. I think it's very interesting. There are many features in plants that may settle, you know, diarrhea due to what we call adstringent properties. We have other plants that we use, like we use chamomile, which has anti-inflammatory effects. We use myrrh and charcoal, which has very strong effects. We have certain extracts from berries, you know, that have these adstringent properties. So I think there's a variety of plants that make these properties.
Yeah, when it comes to spices, we just see that they are used all over the world. Like here in China, Hua Mao from China said, boil 2 to 3 cloves of garlic in a cup of water and add the juice of half of a lime and drink it twice a day for a week for diarrhea.
Well, garlic has very strong antimicrobiological properties, and that high concentration that he's applying apparently might be efficient in that way. Over here, that would cause some problems, you know, like in the family, if you apply these high doses of garlic, it's not very popular here in that concentration because you smell like it. Yes.
Yeah, but what is not smelling is the star anise we saw earlier in the show, but it's the same way it works because it's a spice?
Well, this is, of course, an extraordinary spice, and it has not been tested for diarrhea. It might work. Many of these spices have very beneficial effects on our stomach organs, you know. And that might be one reason why people in those hot countries where you have we ingest a lot of microbes that might cause you problems. So they use a lot of spices and get along much better than we do.
Okay, let's talk about sleeping disorders. Yeah. What caught me by surprise is that many of our viewers recommended honey as a treatment for sleeping disorders, like Kasba Muslis from Tunisia. And he recommends drinking warm milk and honey. And Sabarika from Morocco says dissolve 2 teaspoons of honey in a glass of warm water and drink just before going to bed. So what's the magic about honey?
It's not that popular over here, I must admit, but I've heard about this, and there might be some reason to do this because your brain needs energy, even if it wants to go into sleep. And maybe if they have longer time delays to their last supper, you know, it might be a very, very useful tool, you know. But you can try, you know. Sleep disorders, you are the expert. You're the one who does not sleep, not the doctor, not your family. So you have to try, and if you sleep better, that's wonderful, yeah.
But you don't really need to use honey. You could use plain sugar or perhaps chocolate. I would love chocolate.
Well, maybe. Of course, chocolate has many interesting biological properties which might give you an arousal, you know. So I would say try the honey, yes.
But I mean, when I go to a good hotel, usually on the bed is a piece of chocolate.
Yes, okay. That, I wouldn't try that, no.
No, okay, so honey it is, actually, yeah.
But we have used many plants over here, like passiflora, which is used worldwide, as a matter of fact, and a lot of other plants that take you to sleep. Lavandula is very interesting. You can use a lantern. You can do aromatherapy with lavandula, which is very calming and sleep delivering. So we have many plants that are also delivered in products by the industry, of course.
But can you just use the plant?
Well, you can use the tea, you can use teas, you can try this. Of course, we also have the problem that if you make a tea, even if you make it perfectly, the spectrum of molecules that's in the tea is different from that what is in the pill, because the industry, of course, has a lot of understanding of how to extract valuable molecules from these plants, which might not appear in the tea.
Okay.
Like in St. John's wort, which is one example that for a plant that also improves sleep on the long run, not only depression. We have a lot of knowledge that the remedies that you get from the industry have different molecules than just the tea that you can also prepare.
But if you don't want to take any drugs and you don't want to take any plants, you can even use plain water. Let's get to plain water. As Schneider from Panama says, if you hold your wrists and the inside of your elbows under running cold water and just tap them dry a little afterwards, you would sleep like a baby.
Well, that's interesting because, of course, we use in our country with Kneipp, we use a lot of cold water, but we also make bath for the feet, you know, which you saw in the movie, which is very good for creating sleep. This thing about the elbows I haven't heard before. Try it.
And what's your personal tip for the best sleep ever? Does it contain water?
Of course, sleep is a very complicated problem. It has to do with noise, with wrong temperature of the room, many things, wrong bed, wrong whatever, you know. So you have to adjust a lot of conditions, and everybody knows that when you're on vacation somewhere else, you sleep wonderful. At home, you can't sleep, you know. So you have to check on these conditions first before you use a remedy or even a tea or whatever.
And tell you after this show, I will try the honey or the chocolate.
Yes.
Thanks, Dr. Stange. Thanks for being in the studio.